Okay, so, like I said, I'm gonna start with something super duper simple. Well, everything that's considered simple is never simple, how is it? I am going to work through and keep as much like this as possible, except around the face. I'm gonna do some facial framing. My fun little secret with mannequins is I don't like to shampoo them. They have already been through so much by the time they get to you, chemically and washing and everything like that. The hair's clean. I give it a really good rinse with cold water. I feel like it's a lot easier to work with at that point. Behaves still. But yeah, because the hair's already been like so processed and so trashed up to this point that why give yourself the task of having to come out another mannequin after you've washed it, unless you have to. So until I put enough stuff in her hair or I color her, I'm not going to wash her hair. Kind of feel that way about people in their hair too. Unless you put something in your hair that's really, really going to make it dirty, why wash it? I'm just going to run some R&Co waterfall through. Just going to give me some light moisture and control, a little bit of styling at the end. This haircut and this demo is basically for you to take back to your clients that they want nothing done to their hair, or almost nothing done to their hair. The lightest of product and the easiest of cuts. But it's going to be really sophisticated. I can talk, I swear I can. Yeah, so I'll try and keep my terminology as easy and fluid as possible. I apologize for the echo in here. The apartment building that I live in was absolutely lovely enough to let me use an empty apartment to film in, as the apartments are kind of small, as most modern buildings are. But it was the easiest option in the time of quarantine. All right, I'm gonna start with a profile parting. And it's like the center of the forehead. Take it all the way back down to the center of the nape. Actually gonna bring her up a little bit. I'm gonna hide behind her. I'm trying to keep my sections as nice and clean for you guys as possible, because I usually suck at that. I mean, before I started educating, I was a visual hair cutter, and with that, I don't like to take sections. It is not the middle of your forehead, is it? There we go. Visual hairdressers don't really like to take sections, especially when they're young and they think they've got it. That was me. I was very much like that. So I focused on learning precision because, I mean, that's something I can teach people precision all day. I can't I can't teach people to be visual hairstylists. Thankfully, precision can get it done quite beautifully. So, I'm gonna give her, just gonna give her a physical spin around this way so you can see the back right. And with that, so, the clips. First I'm gonna put this out of the way just so you can see it a lot better. What I'm going to do, I'm going to start with a diagonal forward from the occipital bone down to about the back of the ear. Get that just clip it out of my way. This mannequin is long. I was not expecting it to be this long. I got a couple others from Pivot Point, which are just passed down here. This was an inexpensive one off of Amazon that the team over at Ermco tipped me off on for affordable mannequin action. Then again, I ended up ordering from Pivot Point because Amazon was moving very, very slow, and I wanted to get started on this. All right, so far I did a profile parting from the front to the back, and then I'm working 2 diagonal forwards from the occipital bone down to the back of the ear. And this is essentially where I'm going to establish my length. I'm going to try and keep this as easy as possible for myself, but also for the sake of the line. Now, I'm filming this myself, so I'm going to check to make sure this is all framed up well. Yes, it is. That's fantastic. So, for the first section, mind you, I don't have any shoulders to kind of comb it down onto, so we'll go with that. Most of the time I would do something like this completely under the comb, which I'm going to, I'm acknowledging that I have no back to rest it against, but we'll do our best here. And so this is about how much length I feel like needs to come off. Looks like about 4 inches of just wispy dead stuff. Mind you, I am focusing on my position with the mannequin of my body. My shoulders are square with what would be her shoulders, and my legs are spread to about shoulder width apart. And I try not to lock my knees. I do often, but when I think about it, I try not to. And I find myself doing it less and less the more I focus on it. But it's a good thing to get, from the get-go, to kind of help your back muscles, your abdominals, let them kind of hold you up. I think I'm being just a little too perfectionist about this line. As long as you've got a nice straight clean line, and everything feels like it's nice and dense, you're good. Working up the back of the head, I'm going to work with the exact same section. And I'm going to try and make quick work of this. Also, I don't want to be too precious about it. So. That out of the way. the sections have me coming down to the top of the ear. Now for that first section, I did have the hair that had tilted slightly forward, which you can see that. Because I'm not compensating for the round of the head back there, and for the fact the occipital dips in and everything like that, I am going to bring her head, her chin up to level, and mainly follow my guide. That's not going to mess too much with my elevation or anything like that, because mainly I'm focusing on this being, 0 degrees under the comb, straight up and down, zero tension, but realistically, even the comb creates tension, so there's that. I'm going to spread my legs a little bit further, just bring me down, because I'm tall and I'll bring my mannequin to stand up any higher, but this is probably realistically about as high as I'd be able to get a client in a chair, unless I were to have them stand up and I sit in a stool. Now, could I go in here and do this with my fingers? Yes, I can. But I'm being incredibly mindful to not really create any tension. Keeping my fingers loosely on the hair. And just following my guide. Fantastic. Alright. Now, for the rest of this, I could go in section forward. Most of the time, with a client, if I'm trying to be super precise about it, my next two sections will be horizontal sections from, low crown and then high crown, low crown and mid crown, moving forward to the hairline. But essentially, there's not much else going on the inside of this, and also because I'm going to go in and do some layering, I'm going to end up cutting more than what's going to fall down on top of my line, but I'm going to go in and do a cleanup. And over direct that back, as if it was coming back over the shoulders. And that depends on what you're looking for. If you are looking for keeping a hold of your front corner and keeping that super rock solid, over direct back, you're going to comb to 0 degrees, but bring it back to your line in the back, on the back of the shoulders. But if you want a square shape, so that's going to leave you just a little bit of a triangular shape moving forward on it. But if you want a square shape, you can come around to the sides and bring that line forward. Only challenge with that is you've got shoulders in your head. So, the best thing to do is turn the head, comb it down on the front here. So I like to utilize the length of my facial braid to establish the length of my layering. Pop my client's head off. So I tend to work inch back from the hairline, take a diagonal back, going from that parting, the central parting, down to on top of the ear, so the top front of the ear. This little lady's head is a little bit weirdly shaped, so I'm actually going to kind of roll with the curvature of the head. So I have a solid front line here. And I'm going to take that, clip that out of the way. So, Sanitize. Right. I'm gonna do the same thing over here. So essentially my goal is to just be an inch back from the hairline, curving with the hairline a little bit. It's not a super perfect straight line, a bit curved, just a little bit. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in and I'm going to establish my facial framing. I want to see my facial framing hitting roughly right here, like kind of right underneath the chin. Mainly because I don't want to limit myself on what I can do with this mannequin, because I can easily get about 5 haircuts out of this mannequin, and that's just solid style haircuts. So I'm going to aim for the facial framing to be right below the chin, because that's going to be the versatility moving forward. It'll help me give a line in the front, a guiding area for the rest of the layering, no matter what I end up doing from here on out. So I'm going to drop out the hair right at the bottom there, because I want to keep my corner on this. So that is what I'm looking to do here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to comb the hair, T to my parting. So my parting here, I'm going to bring a T to my parting, and my elevation is essentially T to the part, for lack of a better term for it, because essentially it's flat here, it's 0 degrees right at the front of the head here, like where it's touching the head. But I don't want to kind of wrap this hair around the face like this. I want it to go straight out from where it is. So essentially, what my elevation here is T to the part. I'm going to come in here, I'm going to see my corner right here, and I am just going to visually cut this line in and aim up for the chin. Now looking at it, I just dropped it. I've got some ways to go. So, come in right here, bring it a little steeper, and come into the second half of my section. So I'm not working too much here in my hand. Here's my line coming up. And again, I've got some ways to go here, because I'm still way down here. So, with that means I just need to get a little more steep with my line. I prefer to stay on the safe side, and if I was working with my client, I would ask them like, hey, how's that look for you? Do you want shorter than that? Or are you feeling like that's kind of where you want them to go? They say that's where they want them to go, I would stop right there. But this haircut's my haircut and not her haircut, so we're going shorter. And get in a little bit more. Yeah, right there. That looks great. These little bits down here in my corner are a little grody looking, so I'm going to clean them just a little bit. And try not to cut into my corner too much, because, if I were to pull everything forward, it would whack right into that. Corner's gone. Let me keep my corner. Before I move on, for the rest of that second, I'm actually going to do the other side so I can make sure that I've got that bottom line nice and clean. The main reason is so you know that you've got the continuity, you can just go and follow your guide afterwards, and you're not fighting back and forth too much. But also, I'm working with a mannequin. A mannequin has got a super solid hairline. You're rarely going to have a client who's got this solid of a hairline. So, if you want to work on one side and then come up and then come back around, client's hair is a bit more forgiving. Mannequin hair, not so forgiving. So, I'm going to make sure that I've got that line in there before I come back in and do the rest of my facial framing and the rest of my layering. So again, I'm dropping out that corner. Drop some of this hair because it was too much hair to work with. Coming it to the part. Elevations to the part. And I'm going to cut that visually. So quiet in this room. Bring a speaker next time. Play some music. Anybody that works with me, or has worked with me, knows how important music in my workspace is. I have been a pain in the ass to some people over music. Just pitch that line a little more. Again, I'm not following my fingers here. I'm visually putting this line in, so I'm essentially stopping my fingers about, in some spots, 5 inches away from where I'm cutting the hair. Bring that line right on up. Yes, right on up to there. There we go. Now that's looking nice. See that facial training jumping in there? Yeah, that looks great. I'm gonna go back over to my first side. I'm actually gonna, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a line pivoting off of like where that previous section is. I'm gonna pivot off there. I like to pivot because it creates a softness to it and kind of takes away from the bluntness. Now mind you, once I get into this further, I'm rarely going to be cutting up here again because all this is the front haircut. I'm going to be maintaining my section and being teetered apart. I don't know if you can see, but I can see my line right in there. It's darker right there, it's lighter right there. All I need to do is and that's that. Coming up to the top to the front here, there's a little bit of hair, so I'm going to just follow that line right on up. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish this up. This side, there should be barely, like this top section on your side, there should be barely any cut. Because basically, the only thing left to cut is coming from all the way up here. So I'm bringing this down more or less to natural flow. Not doing the tedious part. So here's some hair that kind of like snap away from it, like a little bit of a heavy corner here. So I'm just going to rock that right out of there. Yeah, that's looking good. All right, I'm going to come around to the other side and do the exact same thing. Pivoting off of the point where my last section came from. So that pivot, I'm bringing that pivot down, you know, no you don't. I'm going to clip it up and I'm going to show you exactly where I'm pivoting, where that pivot line is coming to. That pivot line is coming back down this way, in like back to the like low crown back here. Just so you get the hair opened up and out of the way. Yeah, there you go. All right, just a little rough. All right. And again, I'm gonna comb my section to the part. I'm not taking anything further back than above the ear, because that's when you just start getting into like really troublesome areas and you could cut something terrible. So, bring that forward to the parting. Here's my section, here's my guide. Working right up along it. There we go. Then drop out that last section and just clean up that last little bit. And then we're going to do our melted layers. So really, when I think about layering, I think about melted layers. What I'm referring to are ones that just kind of disappear when you blow dry the hair, smooth and straight. They're already gone before you even get in there and start detailing them out. They're just melted out, mainly because if you follow a good, precise line on it, you'll get what you're looking for. If you follow precise sectioning and you follow a precise guide, and your elevation is on point and consistent, layers will just melt away. So if you find that you're doing some haircuts and you're putting in layers and they just have like a hard chop to them, but you thought you weren't doing a hard chop, go back to your basics, come back down to your body position, how you're holding the hair, tension, is it consistent, are you holding the hair at the elevation where you need it to be? It's just come back down and double check what your body's doing. You don't even have to do that visually, like you don't even have to do that in a way that your client knows that you're doing it. If you just kind of take stock of what you're doing, your client won't even notice that you're doing it. All right. Feeling like my one side over here is a little heavier, but then again, I'm feeling like the mannequin's hair is as such. All right, so I'm going to drop her. Figure out our layering. So, we'll comb the hair all back. I'm going to start with a profile section. So, the long-winded way to tell you to do a profile section would be to take a profile parting and then take a half-inch section on the other side of that. And I say long-winded because sitting down and doing that is sometimes infuriating. I prefer to tell you to just take a mohawk section. About an inch wide. This one looks like it's a little bit more than an inch. So I'm going to narrow it out. All right. So, this is my guide section. This is where I establish my layers. Let me click that up real quick so I can take some time to clip away. There. Click through So, I'm going to use my facial framing length to establish the guide for my hair. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So, I'm going to take my mohawk section, and I'm going to drop out the very first inch because I do not want to cut into my facial framing. So everything that aligns with this stays out of my layering, so it is its own thing and it exists on its own. Will I possibly need to go in and detail that after I've done the blow dry? Absolutely. But I do not want to cut into it until I know what I want to cut out while I'm establishing my shape. So, right now, I'm pulling this up. There is my section guide. The shortest length at the very front of the section is going to tell me what my shortest length is. So, I pull that up here. And there's my shortest length. Then we got some hair swelling out. That's perfect. That's amazing. I am going to cut short to long. Going up to the back. Mainly what I'm trying to do is clean out all the dead stuff that is existing there. But I'm trying to keep as much length as possible. So, I'm going to continue this back into the back half of my mohawk section. And so I'm bringing all the hair up to my guide. I'm cutting down my second knuckle. Forgive me, I'm going to get a lot of cuff for that. Awesome. So, from this, I'm going to reestablish my profile parting. So, split that back in half. Put this hair over here, so I can keep all of it. Take the clip out of the hair. All right, and so what I'm going to start doing from here, actually, is I'm going to use horizontal sections from the top going down the side of the head. So, horizontally off from that first, from the profile parting along the hairline, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to take out my first section of hair. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave out that. And so everything, I'm going to comb everything. I'm coming up. And I'm going to start out, this is where things get kind of like weird and convoluted, but they're not. I'm going to come 90 degrees from the section that I've got, and then bring my fingers up to realign with my guide. So it's sort of sliding over directing, but I'm starting out by coming the hair 90 degrees from this section. So 90 out from this section, and sliding it up to align with my guide. There's my guide. Another horizontal. this work in my second section. Again, I'm going to come out 90 degrees and bring it up. Again, cutting past that second knuckle. Sorry about that. So this one, get all the hair out and up. And there's just a little frilly stuff that needs to be cut. So all those layers are nice in there. Not very visible. They just create movement now. Hair's still long and luxurious. It's mannequin hair. Alright. Bring her around to the other side. Start again. Horizontal sections from the hairline back. Come at 90 degrees from the scalp. And bring it up to my guide. Another horizontal section. Grab some of it because that's too much hair to have in my hand. 90 degrees out, over direct up to align with my guide, so I'm pointing straight up from the top of the head. And we can do this in two sections. Grab out some of this top part. So I'm not messing with so much hair. Again. 90 degrees out, slide it all the way up. That's it's almost completely dry on me, so that's awesome. All right, got the layers in there. And now I am going to give her a blow dry. I'm going to give her a simple one. Definitely want as much body as possible. So, alright, I'm gonna go in with my board bristles. Pre-section that a little bit. Maintain maximum volume. Alright, so take the top part here. Yeah. Pull fronts forward, fronts to the sides, forward. So kind of out of my way. Tilt her down a little bit. That's going to help keep those out of my way. And then clip off the low crown. Yes. Okay. All right. All right. It's been like a month since I've been regularly blow dry. I'm cramping already. Burn this up a bit there. I like to grab that heat. Right. Sure, bring these guys down there nice and set. Pretty good too. Twist that off there. Alright. Weird that I don't have a electric pen. But I might wet brush. Alright. So cutting this out. Brushing it out, cutting it out. We got there. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? right. I'll put just like a drop. Go over my hands. Just to give you a little bit of a polished finish. So now I need to evaluate it to see what kind of detailing I need to do. Now, in the grand scheme of things, because those layers are melted, I don't have any lines I need to get rid of. I don't have nothing stands out as being like, oh shoot, there's a line there, or anything like that. So, if you got a client who's averse to doing any more cutting, this is a great one, because this can leave you right where you need to be. But I'm a perfectionist, and I can't leave well enough alone. So, let's see. I feel like this still has a little bit too much weight. This still has a little bit of too much length on it. Now the reason why that is because I cut it to the middle and I parted it to the side. So it drags some of that over here, some of these short lengths. And so it doesn't look like it matches up. So what I would do is I would actually go in and visually, not even visually, I actually do this quite precision-wise, is I would take a section that is perpendicular. It's perpendicular. That's parallel, this is perpendicular. It's perpendicular to the section, to the part of how they are going to wear it. So, if she's going to wear it like this, I'm going to take a section that's perpendicular to that. Never mind whether or not I'm anchoring it on things, because that's not the point. The point is the hair. And so I'm going to drop out stuff from the recession, but this line, where it comes out over here, this is, almost over the recession, but still in the front of the head. Because I want this line perpendicular to how she parts it. And I'm going to pull that T to the part, and I'm going to clean out this area here. And so I'm going to point cut it. Try and make that so you can see it. Don't think you can. Sorry about that. I'm definitely trying to work this out, as I said. But there's still some little bit there. So I'm going to pull that out some more. And that's probably what's creating that. So I'm going to point cut at that. And open that up a little bit. And so, that's going to balance us out a little bit more. When you're cutting it like that precise, let me come back in and make it match up. And I'm not going too far back. I'm maybe going back as far as you take a bang or something like that. Like just the front round of it, up to where it kind of flattens out on the top of the head. So it's going to bring stuff in a little bit there. And then I personally like to polish out any of those lines, kind of soften them out. They like happen there. So I'm actually going to kind of go in here and I'm going to bring this up. And there's like some excess hair here that I'm just going to go in with my thinning shears and just kind of soften it a little bit. And that's going to blend things away, melt things away. What I was just creating. Come up on the other side here and give it a similar softness. happy with that. All right. Now, look at it from the way you guys see it. I know I can't look my client's head around like this, but this comes from the days of being an educator. Checking haircuts. This needs just a little bit more on the side here. So I'm gonna go ahead and clear that. All right. Well, what is that? The dreaded I hope this has been educational, fun. Probably not super fun. I'm still feeling a little self-conscious. It's camera. But leave comments. Let me know what you think. Any questions you've got, and any ideas of things that you'd like to see. Thank you so much. Thanks.